Today's adventure will take us to Aktunchen to hike through a cave and then off to a cenote full of catfish. But first, you gotta get there. It's supposed to be spectacular. Okay, we're out in the middle of Mexico, driving down a dirt road, and you can see up there an iguana running off the road.
There it goes. That's a dandy.
That's a dandy.
That is a dandy.
There he is. Somewhere in there. Oh, that's a stick. There it is.
There he is.
Very cool. After a long drive down the dirt road, we finally get there. They've got a little zoo there. And this is a Morlet's crocodile. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see any in the wild, but at least we get to see some here. They also have a wood turtle native to the Yucatan, Rhimoclemys arulata. This python's not native to the Mexico or the Yucatan, but the boa constrictor is. So we got to see one of those. We'd later see one in the wild. But now it's time for our hike to the cave. It's gonna be spectacular. We have to have hard hats and we have to have a guide to show us through the cave. And I gotta say, I was glad I had that hard hat because I hit my head several times. It's tough to hold a flashlight, hold a camera taking pictures, and watch your head all at the same time. But I'll do the best I can. This cave is just spectacular, but quite honestly, it doesn't even compare to the cenote that we'll go in next. So hopefully you can endure our hike through the cave and this experience till you get to the covered cenote and all the catfish. Just all of it's spectacular, except when I have to bend over. Old guys just don't bend like we used to.
It's from the bats.
Yes. So when you will see guano, it means that there are bats above. Over there, bats. Also here, these black balls is the seeds. Are the seeds from the fruits that they eat. They at night get out of the cave looking for fruits, and while the day they eat the mosquitoes. Therefore, here inside the cave, you won't feel mosquitoes.
They're cool.
The guide told us that sometimes he'll find snakes curled around the stalactites, waiting to eat bats. Just amazing. Be cool to see, but just seeing the bats flying around and living in the cave was spectacular. I'm already irritating myself using the word spectacular so often, so maybe I'll try to irritate Kelly some. He hates on Facebook seeing all the little motivational memes and life affirmation memes. You know, things like, don't look back, you're not going that way. So maybe I'll just say a few of those so when he watches this, he'll get irritated. Kind of like I'm irritated with that light flashing like that. So it's only fair. Here's a good one for you, Kelly. A negative mind will never give you a positive life. Think about that for a while. Or maybe, how about the only impossible journey is the one you never begin? Such deep thoughts. Of course, we are in a cave, so maybe that makes sense. It felt kind of like, I don't know, journey to the center of the earth. Just didn't quite know what you were going to encounter.
Or an elephant.
Yeah, head of the elephant.
Yeah, head of the
and
elephant.
Trunk here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the eye.
Oh, I see it now.
Also, it could be a whale. You see the body here, and
You've got to be somewhat open-minded to see the elephant or see the whale, but I could see him, and that reminded me of another scene. Your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. I'll have to think of some more for Kelly. I know he's loving them. In fact, I actually think you should go to his Facebook page and just post them on his Facebook page. I also like to irritate Kelly when we play pickleball. If he misses a shot, you always say, "Nice try, good effort." And it's even more irritating when it was just a plain poor shot, because he knows it. He knows it wasn't a good effort. But anyway, we're getting deeper into the cave. You could see we had a little walkway and we're going across water, and there's a fish. Just hope the flashlights don't burn out. But this is just a cool experience down here. Let you enjoy some of the photos of the cave. Unfortunately, without a flash, you pretty much have to rely on the light from the flashlight. But I just couldn't stop taking pictures still. Unfortunately, I'm taking them of the guide there and of Kelly and the guide, but not really getting many of myself. But believe me, I was there. Here's a Bob Marley saying, "Some people feel the rain, others just get wet." I'm not sure what that saying really means, but to me, it's kind of the difference between walking through the cave and really experiencing it versus just seeing these pictures. Pictures probably get old pretty quick, but they bring back memories to me of the experience. I guess I'm getting a little too deep. But here we reach part of the cenote. Water in the cave, always a spectacular sight. Stalactites hanging down, reflection in the water.
happened, all Quintana emerged. It was the ocean emerged, and they stuck when that happened, and they have to.
We got bats. We got lots of bats. This is so cool. And I'll drop down. We got stalactites, stalagmites, columns, and a cenote.
Might be one good video.
And it might not be.
We're in Aktunchen.
Yes.
It is pretty darn spectacular. There's catfish. Wow, there's a lot of catfish.
One good thing about having a guide, you can actually have him take a couple pictures, so I got included in a few. But eventually, you get to the end, and we climb out of the cave. Walk past some of the other wildlife at the facility, the deer. Just cool to see. Very naturalistic setting. First, we didn't even notice the fences, so Next, the wild pigs. I think they're different than the kind found here in Arizona. The interesting thing, here's one of the native birds found there. Also had some buzzards waiting for us to kick off. But there was a fence around these javelina, and one of the babies had actually crawled through the fence. So Kelly lent a helping hand and returned it to its mom. So I guess you can say we saved a pig today. At any rate, a little skink, some kind, cactus growing up a tree. But we said goodbye to the cave, got in our car, and headed down the long dirt road off to another site. We're driving down the road at the middle of the Yucatan Peninsula. There's spiny-tailed iguanas on the road periodically. We see some skinks. You can see the sunlight comes through occasionally.
Keep going, Jared. Start it all over again. Where are we at?
The Yucatan Peninsula.
Driving down
Quintana Roo.
a dusty road.
Going to nowhere.
Hoping we find a cenote.
Isn't this what you're supposed to do in Mexico? Drive out in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, isn't this? How many rules have we broken so far?
We may come upon something really cool, or we may come upon a drug lord.
We don't know, but this is the jungle.
Oh, there's a cenote. That's what we're doing. It was a spectacular cenote. We brought our snorkel gear, and there were just tons of catfish. Made me kind of wonder if when we get in the water if they'll attack us, but they didn't seem to mind us and we didn't mind them. And it was fortunate that we were the only two people there. It's not a giant place, but as you'll see from this video, not only can you swim through it, but they have a little trail along part of the side of it where I could walk and actually get pictures with my cell phone. Once I get in the water, it's strictly the underwater camera. I'm not sure that the pictures are quite as good. So I had to walk around first before I swam through and get to see everything that's there. But as you can see from the pictures, just a spectacular location, place to be. Kelly's already off swimming somewhere, but he's behind some of the rocks, so I don't think I got him in the picture. You see some of the openings where the sun comes through, lights up the place. They also have some artificial lights in there. But just a beautiful place to be. The crystal clear blue water, the stalactites. Again, kind of like going to the center of the earth. Just not sure what you'll find. I've waited a little bit out in the water to just see if I could get a little different angle or better picture. Hole through the top. but I'm not even sure that the pictures do this place justice. Just spectacular. From the catfish, to the color of the water, to the caves, everything. Without anyone else around, I've actually got time to take some selfies. So now you can see that I was actually there.
Doesn't work.
Okay, Kelly Paul,
Yes, sir.
where are we at?
We're at Aktunchen. We are in Quintana Roo. It's a national park, and we are presently in a absolutely spectacular, and we're left all to ourselves, and there's not another soul here. A cenote, and a closed cenote, a cave cenote, as opposed to an open cenote, which we will go to later.
Here at the cenote, old man shirtless warning, but this is a spectacular place. You can see as I look around, seeing in front of me, behind me, and then all of a sudden, there's another old shirtless guy.
Wait, you go back on me. That's not a good
It's pretty
look.
darn.
Get back.
It's
Get
pretty
back,
darn
get back.
scary.
This is without the mask.
Go to the light to your left, where the sun's coming in. Okay, I'm in the cave. You can see in the water, there's tons of fish, catfish. Just spectacular. That's the way out. Unfortunately, eventually a couple other people made it to the cenote, so we moved to another section. I had to get another picture of this area. It's just so spectacular. Here's an attempted picture with my underwater camera. Unfortunately, there's a water spot right on the front of it. But this is kind of what it looks like as I'm swimming through. And that's me in my snorkel gear. Getting up close and personal with the catfish down under the water. Just thick. So many catfish it blocked out all the light. Not sure how that video will turn out, but Hopefully you can see all the catfish. And there's an albino catfish. It showed up much better than the dark ones. But just spectacular swimming through the cave. Let's try another underwater shot. The underwater videos, it's kind of dark, but just gives you a little different perspective of the catfish. And again, there's so many, you can't get away from them. Just spectacular. There's me. I guess we won't go that direction. Roots hanging down. View to the outside. Just a lot of fun. There's the light underwater as it pierces the water, coming from the hole above. But I don't know what to say if you can't appreciate all this and the beauty of this area. I can understand not liking that picture, but everything else just spectacular. But like I said, some other people showed up, so I took my last catfish pictures and headed on out. But still time for a few iguana pictures as we headed back down the dirt road and back to our resort. Time to eat. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.